Good morning. Today is Wednesday, October 30th, and this is your community briefing. For my neighbors in Swannanoa who want to drop off household bag trash, this is important. The Waste Pro truck will be at Hearts with Hands parking lot until 3:30 p.m. So as Waste Pro continues to access normal routes where possible, and as we work toward full recovery, we are also resuming the transition to our new trash and recycling pickup service provider, FCC Environmental. Current Waste Pro customers will need to sign up for service with FCC Environmental to continue household trash and recycling pickup after January 1st. We know it's super tough right now to add one more thing to our list as we're going through our disaster recovery response, but we ask that you get signed up now so that your trash and recycling can be picked up in the new year. So all you need to do is go to buncombecounty.org/solid waste and you'll have all of the information there. If your trash cans currently have a Waste Pro logo, that means you need to subscribe to FCC. If your trash cans have a city logo, you do not need to subscribe to FCC. The deadline for this subscription in order to maintain service into the new year is December 15th. You can also call their office at 828-820-7022 or go to buncombecounty.org/solid waste for more information. And again, reminder to my folks in Swannanoa, the Waste Pro truck for household bag trash is going to be at Hearts with Hands, not the middle school and not the pool. Hearts with Hands on Warren Wilson Road. Today, we'll be joined by the City of Asheville for an update, minus the water update, as Clay Chandler, their water public information officer, is out at the North Fork Reservoir right now, but he's going to be back tomorrow for an update. We'll also be joined by Patty Michael, Director of Regional Communications with Charter Communications. We'll start it off as we always do with County Manager Avril Pender.
Good morning. We're less than a week away from Election Day, but you can continue to vote early through Saturday at 3 p.m. Before you go, check the wait times at www.buncombecounty.org/vote. We know Weaverville and South Buncombe are our most popular early voting locations and may have the longest lines. Remember, you'll need to bring your ID with you this year. Our 10 early voting locations are Black Mountain Library, East Asheville Library, Anchor Candler Library, Fairview Library, South Buncombe Library, West Asheville Library, UNCA Health and Counseling Center, Weaverville Community Center, Dr. Wesley Grant Southside Center, Leicester Community Center. Corrine Duncan, Election Services Director, will be back with us here on Thursday for another update and then again on Monday. We will not have our regular community briefing on Tuesday as we'll be providing multiple updates throughout the day for Election Day. Stay Tough is offering a fencing grant for livestock producers in Western North Carolina who were impacted by Hurricane Helene. Stay Tough has offered to do what they can to help with both donating supplies and time off their fencing crews. Applying does not guarantee your acceptance to the assistance program, but all applications will be heavily considered. North Carolina Cooperative Extension can be available for applications assistance if needed. Stay Tough will review the applications and decide what projects they're able to move forward on. Applications are due by November 15th and can be found at buncombeready.org or simply use your camera to capture this QR code. Our team would also drop it into the Facebook chat. Community care stations are open and ready with showers, laundry, and more. The switch out of equipment at the Swannanoa Ingalls Station went smoothly last night. That location now have a feature of a drop-off laundry service. All community care stations now have ADA accessible showers and bathrooms. Our community care station locations are open 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. And there again are AC Reynolds High School, At Home Store Parking Lot, Big Lots Inbrook Mall, Buncombe County Sports Park, Bethel United Methodist Church, Swananoa Ingalls, Owen Pool, Morgan Hill Baptist Church. Buncombe County registered nurses and the mobile team are offering free Tdap, COVID, flu, and Hep B vaccines at the community care sites. These sites are Swananoa Ingalls, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays from noon to 6 p.m., and Tuesdays and Thursdays from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Buncombe County Sports Park, Wednesdays and Fridays from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., and the Big Lots at Ainsbrook Mall, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays from noon to 6 p.m. Our water and food distribution sites. At those sites, we have water and meals ready to eat are available at distribution sites open every day. These sites are Sky Lanes Bowling Alley, Black Mountain Ingalls, Swananoa Ingalls, Linwood Crump Shiloh Community Center, Pat Square Park, Buncombe County Sports Park, and Fairview Ingalls. Don't forget that FEMA will remain active in the region for the duration of the response and the recovery for Helene. Those who are able to, please should register for FEMA assistance by visiting disasterassistance.gov or calling 800-621-3362. Again, if you can, please register at FEMA for assistance at disasterassistance.gov or calling 800-621-3362. You can also visit the Disaster Recovery Center at King Creek Pool, 590 Lower Brush Creek Road. That's in Fairview. Again, that is 590 Lower Brush Creek Road in Fairview. That opens from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. daily. Registering for FEMA is a critical first step for the recovery process. This includes the Serious Needs Assessment Assistance, which provides cash for life-sustaining and life-saving supplies like food, water, and medical equipment supplies. There's also displacement assistance if you cannot be in your house. An update on debris cleanup in the county. Debris cleanup continues in Buncombe County. Today, trucks will be in zones E, G, and H as shown in this map. I don't think you can make out the E, G, and H, but that is, if you can see it, is the orange and the light gray and the pink side. That is the E, G, and H. And by the end of the week, we would be in the blue section, which is the Barnersville. For those listening and I cannot see the slide, those zones are located in the southeast area of the county, including Fairview, Black Mountain, and Swananoa. By the end of the week, we'll be in that zone D, which would include Barnersville. Residents in these areas, which once again includes the southeast and northeast sections of Buncombe County, Fairview, Black Mountain, Swananoa, and Barnersville, should get as much as their debris to the right of ways as possible. Remember to separate that debris from vegetative and construction, which is building materials. Keep in mind that this is a first pass. There will be multiple passes, so do not worry if trucks have come by your area. They will come again and again. Storm debris pickup will take a long time with the amount of debris the storm created. Just a reminder that we will not have a community briefing on Friday. Our Board of Commissioners will meet that day to discuss Hurricane Helene recovery funding. Finally, don't forget that our One Buncombe call center at 828-250-6100 is ready to answer any calls about Hurricane Helene that you have, Mondays through Fridays from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. That number again is 828-250-6100. And that call center will take any questions you have on Hurricane Helene. With that, I'll turn it over to County City Manager, Deborah Campbell.
Thank you, Ravo. And good morning. My name is Deborah Campbell, and I serve as the manager of the City of Asheville. As usual, I want to start by thanking everyone in the community for all of your continued support and your ongoing efforts to help our community recover from this devastating storm. We are on day 35 of our emergency response and recovery efforts. As I shared on Monday, the city is focused on 6 major priority areas: addressing the basic needs of our community with a focus on our most vulnerable populations and the broader community, restoring water service, community safety and security, debris collection, temporary housing, and economic recovery and financial assistance. Today, our City of Asheville update will be brief. It will include announcements about water distribution and mill sites and updates on services that have been resumed. Our Chief of Police, Mike Lamb, will close us out with some Halloween safety tips. As noted by Lillian, since we just completed installation of the curtains to address water sedimentation in the North Fork Reservoir, we won't have an update on water conditions. Tomorrow, though, we will provide a more comprehensive update from our Water Resources Department PIO Clay Chandler on the progress being made to address the levels of sediment in the reservoir. So I'll start with water distribution. Water distribution sites and community care stations remain in operation. You heard County Manager Pender list them, but I will repeat those that are located in the city of Asheville. We are maintaining distribution sites from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. excuse me, at Peck Square Park, 70 Court Plaza, Skylines Bowling Alley, 1477 Patton Avenue, Linwood Crump Shiloh Community Center at 121 Shiloh Road. And just a note that the Shiloh location only has bottled water and MREs, but no bulk water. Community care stations and distribution sites are located at 980 Brevard Road in the at-home store parking lot and at 85 Tunnel Road in the Innsbrook Mall parking lot. As of this morning, our sites have distributed more than 1.6 million bottles of drinking water, 18,748 gallon jugs of potable water, 223,701 gallons of non-potable water, 144,638 meals ready to eat, and 1,411 blankets for warmth. Recreation, we know this is important for our community. Today marks the opening of another recreation facility, Aston Park Tennis Center. Beginning today, all 12 courts will be open to the general public and all play will be free until internet is restored at the center. Now an update on council committees and boards and commission meetings. All council committee meetings and all advisory and quasi-judicial boards staffed by city employees will be suspended until January the 1st, 2025 at the earliest. Exceptions would be granted on a case-by-case basis if a board or commission needs to meet to discuss time-sensitive or storm-related items. Now, I want to express that this decision was not made lightly, but is necessary so staff can focus their attention on recovery efforts. Transportation reminders. ARC bus service will continue to be free of charge until further notice. A shuttle service is still being provided between the WNC ACT Center and American Red Cross shelters. And you probably haven't heard this, parking is currently free in all city garages and parking spaces. I'll now turn it over to our police chief, Mike Lamb, for an update on Halloween safety tips.
Thank you, Deborah. So with Halloween around the corner and in light of recent impacts from Hurricane Helene, we're urging extra caution for everyone heading out for trick-or-treating. Here are some important safety tips for a fun and safe Halloween. Avoid areas with storm debris. Some sidewalks, curbs, and streets still have storm debris, so stick to clear, well-lit areas and keep children from playing on or around debris piles. Respect barricades and road signs. For everyone's safety, please do not move or walk around barricades or cones marking hazardous areas. Stay clear of closed or washed out roads or sidewalks. Some roads and sidewalks may remain closed or under repair. Please obey all road signs and avoid these areas during Halloween activities. Watch out for down power lines. There are still power lines that are down. Never touch a down line. Use lights and reflective gear. With limited street lighting in some areas, use flashlight, glow sticks, and reflective clothing to help drivers see you and your trick-or-treaters. Homeowners, we ask you that you turn on extra lighting this year to help ghouls and goblins to navigate any debris that may be stacked near the curb. Some houses are damaged. Take a second look before walking up to a house. Many homes sustain damage, and don't let appearances trick you. Be extra vigilant while driving. If you're driving on Halloween, be mindful of trick-or-treaters, especially near storm-damaged areas where sight lines may be reduced. Strengthen numbers. Go out in larger groups, making it easier to be seen. And lastly, inspect candy and treats. Throw away any treats that are in packaging that may be torn. And now I'll turn it back over to Ms. Campbell.
Just quickly, as I always start my comments and when I close my comments, I'd like to extend my continued thanks to the mayor and city council, all of our dedicated City of Asheville employees, our other partners in the county, state, and federal government, as well as our private and nonprofit partners who continue to work diligently to help our community recover. Thank you.
Our next we'll hear from Patty Michael with Charter Communications.
A down drop, or a cut line at or near their individual location. More than 550 dedicated technicians, leaders, and construction teams are working to restore service, and we are placing our teams in areas with the largest numbers of customers offline. Restoration has taken longer than anticipated due to the significant damage and challenges our teams have been facing. For example, in Biltmore Forest, along with network repairs, communities along the Swananoa River, and areas adjacent to the creeks around Burnsville. In Black Mountain, repairs continue on a major artery of our fiber network. Similar repairs are being done on the east side of Weaverville. Based on our current progress, we anticipate having service restored to accessible homes within the next 48 hours. If a customer's service remains offline after that, Helene. Once a customer's service is restored, we will automatically apply the appropriate credit for the time service was down. No action is needed by a customer to receive the credit. Hurricane Helene left a path of devastation in communities where our own employees live and work. We appreciate our customers' patience as we work as quickly as possible to restore services in our community. Thank you.
Thank you, Patty. And for those reporters who are joining us, print reporters, spelling is Pattimichl, right? Okay. I won the spelling bee in 8th grade, so that's important to me. Moving on to questions from our media. I know we've got some folks on a Zoom call and perhaps in the chat. Do we have questions for our speakers today?
Oh, Lillian, you know we do. It's Laura Lee at Blue Ridge Public Radio.
I was starting to get worried. I didn't get your email before this at all with any questions.
Wanted to ask about the parking situation. I think I understood from earlier in the briefing that it is free in the city, and that is both street parking and garages. And do we have an end date of that? Because we had heard that was ending November 1st.
It is free, and here's City Manager Deborah Campbell.
An end date is to be determined. No, we do not have a November 1st date for certain in terms of ending free parking.
Great, thanks.
Additional questions? Angelica's shaking her head. There's nothing in the chat. Do I hear someone unmuting themselves?
It's still Laura. I have one more if there's not another question from someone
Go
else.
for it, Laura.
So we understand, or we understood from the sheriff's office that there are still 10 people missing unaccounted for. Is that still an active search and recovery process, or has that also been suspended?
Fewer than 10 was the number that I had last time from the sheriff's office that I was copied on an email from the PIO. Fewer than 10 is the number that they're citing. And they don't know that all of those are related to the storm. And so they will continue working their leads on those 10 individuals. Yes. Fewer than 10 individuals.
Okay, thank you.
I do have a question in the chat about the city's debris pickup schedule for the day or the week.
All right, here comes the city manager.
We don't have any details on that, but we will have some shortly. We are still working through that with our contractors.
Okay. Well, as we close and as the police chief touched on, we know that folks are going to be celebrating Halloween. Angelica has her hand raised. We've got another question.
This is a question for Patty from Brian Queen. We are hearing there are a lot of out-of-state spectrum workers who are told they will not be paid. Do you have a statement or any information about this?
I'm sorry, can you repeat the question, please?
We are hearing that there are a lot of out-of-state spectrum workers who were told they will not be paid. Do you have any information or a statement about that?
Okay, now that I've clearly heard the question, I'm more than happy to get that reporter's information and I can get back to them with that information.
Okay, so tomorrow's Halloween and some folks are going to be celebrating, and the police chief gave a little preview on some safety tips. We know it's going to look different in Buncombe County than in years past. So our municipal partners joined together and put together this little treat for our community.
Some important safety tips for a fun and safe Halloween.
Avoid areas with storm debris. Some sidewalks, curbs, and streets still have storm debris. Stick to clear, well-lit areas and keep children from playing on or near debris piles.
Stay clear of closed or washed out roads and sidewalks. Some areas remain closed for construction, so please avoid these areas during Halloween activities.
Watch out for down power lines. There are still power lines down, never touch a down line.
Respect barricades and road signs. For everyone's safety, please do not move or walk around barricades and cones, marking hazardous areas.
In some areas, there's limited lighting, so use flashlights, reflective clothing, and glow sticks to let drivers know that you're in the area.
Homeowners, we ask that you turn on extra lights this year to help ghouls and goblins to navigate around any debris that may be stacked near the curb.
Be extra vigilant while driving. If you're driving on Halloween, be aware of trick-or-treaters, especially in storm-damaged areas.
There's strength in numbers. Go in larger groups, making it easier to be seen.
Some houses are damaged. Take a second look before walking up to a house. Many homes sustain damage, so don't let appearances trick you.
Lastly, inspect any candy and treats. Throw away any candy that's in wrappers that are torn.
Let's make sure this Halloween is both fun and safe.
Thanks to our municipal partners for helping put that together on a quick turnaround. Like we said, we'll have Clay here to give us the turbidity update tomorrow and all your latest curtain news from the North Fork Reservoir. There are 3 days left to vote early. Please go out, vote early. You can register at our early voting locations all the way until 3 o'clock on Saturday. So we will look forward to seeing y'all back here again tomorrow, Thursday, for our next community update with Corrine Duncan, Election Services Director, and Clay Chandler.